be map number 3, Cursed Hollow coming in, and it's a BTG map choice.
There we go. By the way, looks like we were corrected. It is the experience soaked. So thank you very much to the unknown hero in Twitch chat. Maybe there's people reading Mandarin and reading Chinese. So we stand corrected. Thank you very much. Yeah. Always learning.
I was very confused how they managed.
Me too, honestly. That's why I got kind of crazy, you know, because 30% hero damage on a Dehaka would be insane.
I mean, 30% hero damage on any hero is pretty mental.
I think the statistics here are also flexible then, right? Depending on which hero it is.
Yes, yeah.
I would probably say if the MVP goes to an assassin, they're going to show the hero damage. If it goes to a support, they show the healing done. That makes sense. Chinese production crew, so smart.
Double Shimadas banned out by the A-Team. BTG, starting off with the Phoenix, if they banned out Reyna, could have banned out the double StarCraft heroes, but instead it is going to be the Maiev.
All right, By the way, I'm going to do another quick check on my latency here. I'm now sitting at 5.6.
What?
Yeah.
Still 7.8. This is 7.2, sorry.
7.2?
Nothing changed for me.
I'll try to get there. 6.5, 6.6, that'll do.
Yeah, it'll have to.
It'll go up. It'll go up gradually.
Hurrah. What happened? Did you lag and have to refresh, or?
Yeah, I kind of did. I kind of did have to.
Okay, fair enough. So we have Diablo and Dehaka. The Tyrael returns. Double Angels, in fact. So they've got double... They've got double solar laders here straight away with the Yrel, which could be played by Jaina, Bruiser on that Malthael, and then Tyrael for Kaitu.
So the only one missing now is Auriel, and we would have our infamous triple angel, although that has kind of disappeared from, you know, the pro scene for a long period of time. But Malthael is good. Yeah, it could. It could. You know, you add in a little bit of a Vala in there, maybe, and then who knows?
Yeah, with the angel skin, of course. You've got to keep in the theme.
Angelic skin. There we go.
Yeah. Any kind of paladin or angel or anything like that is always all good, always welcome.
Honestly, they could even run a Jimmy with it. Like, I think Raynor Auriel is still so strong. Can you imagine an angelic Raynor? I would buy that.
I can't imagine it. I have no idea how that would look. I am very confused. I am very...
It's like you basically lift the visor of a Space Marine suit, and there's just no face underneath. It's just black.
That's it. That's all it is.
There he is.
Pretty sure that was a Doctor Who episode. Move your cable under your mic there, friend. As we do see, I've had that happen so many times. We need assassins. Tychus going to come out very early. Tychus over Reyna with the Deckard Cain here. They're up against a triple front line, so bring out the Tychus, even though only 2 of them are actually tanky.
Yeah, Tychus also a little more flexible, more mobile, I would say, still than the Reyna, to maybe, you know, stay away from that Malthael. Let's see what the Tychus is going to bring to the table here. And they still need another ranged DPS, of course, or they go down the Alaric route, for example. And they end up going for the Raynor, as we predicted here. Lele seems to like Jimmy quite a bit. And he was a late game monster, don't get me wrong. He was very, very frightening.
And unfortunately, we are going to not see a triple angel composition, although Stukov is an angel to us. As we do see Cassia, triple front line, quadruple if you count Saint Ukov here. Speaking of which, it is a Saint Ukov on Stukov for the first time in the 2 days casting we've done. And then, of course, a ranged assassin who is all very auto-attack focused in the backline. I can't think of anyone better than Cassia, quite frankly.
Yeah, if you look at it, there is, for the most part, you know, physical damage, auto-attack damage coming down from that Raynor. And the only hero that Cassia kind of needs to be on the lookout for is maybe the Malthael. If he chunks down, you know, the percentage damage, obviously Cassia can't block that with her trait. That might be a little bit dangerous, but as it is, man, I just gotta hand the draft over to Beyond the Game yet again. The way they drafted it, Tychus being relatively resilient to all that damage as well, especially in Odin form. Cassia being very resilient as well. And on top of that, you have the Deckard Cain with good disengage and strong single target healing. I think they got it on lockdown. Also, LK back on that Dehaka. He looked good last game, didn't he?
That he did. I am looking at it too, and I think this is definitely a very frontline heavy comp for the A-Team that could, in theory, just roll through a Deckard Cain. It's everything else on the composition of BTG I'm concerned about for the A-Team. So I'm also leaning towards BTG. I think their composition is going to be pretty suitable for this. They've got 2 very armor-heavy ranged assassins, so neither of those are actually going to be in danger that much.
Yeah, I also think that, you know, but there is this benefit of the doubt here, going over to the A-Team, right? The Tyrael factor, I want to call it. A well-placed Sanctification can really turn things around. Good holy grounds in the late game, maybe to catch people or zoning them out. There's always that certain extra that a Tyrael adds. It all comes down to whether they can first of all find their rhythm and then execute it properly. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going into what could be the last game of this series between BTG and the A-Team. On the left-hand side on Cursed Hollow, it is Beyond the Game with 619 on that Diablo. LAK is playing the Dehaka, Druid on Decker Kane, Dancing on Cassia, and 3 on the Tychus.
And on the right-hand side, it is going to be the A-Team fighting for survival. It is Jaina on the Yrel, Olele on Reyna, Bruiser on Malthael, Saint Ukov on Stukov, and Kaitu on Tyrael.
Wonderful Reyna skin, by the way. Only the finest did Olele choose here. I approve and give the thumbs up. He once again win for the ace in the hole, of course. You can see that. How many slows do they have? Yrel, Tyrael, Malthael could have a slow. Yeah, it's acceptable.
Stukov, by the way, with that level 1, is going for Fetid Touch. Very rare talent to see these days. Hit hero with the Weighted Pustule. Very easy. After hitting 15 heroes, reduce the cooldown of Weighted Pustule by 2.5 seconds. After hitting 30 heroes, then reduce the cooldown by another 2.5 seconds and remove its mana cost. This is going to combo very well, potentially, with the Virulent Reaction later on, giving Stukov a very good engaged tool. It has to do about the Growing Infestation, but honestly, out of all of those, that's the talent that's the least important, and it doesn't increase the cooldown, the cooldown there of the of the Lurking Arm.
Yeah, could actually be a build kind of tailored for the Reyna as well. Lower cooldown on your slows and on your arms. Then that should be nice. So let's see if they can actually make it work.
Bring out a little bit of Fetid Touch, maybe bring out the Long Pitch or the Targeted Excision or something like that.
Meantime, we see Mercenaries now being tackled. Malthael is doing it all by himself, whereas 3 on the Tychus receives a little bit of help by his buddies. In terms of timing, they're not really trying to stall it out. Sometimes we see teams actually wait for it. They're waiting for the capture point to go down slightly before the tribute ends up spawning as well. But immediately taking as well. Now, only Decker Kane, if I see that correctly, on the minimap right now defending in that bottom lane. So they're definitely going to send reinforcements. They're going to have to send reinforcements if they want to deal with that Siege Giant camp very effectively. But both Cassia and Tychus busy, occupied, dealing with those bruisers.
Yeah, the double-ranged assassin Merc camp, leaving your support as the solo laner.
Here comes
Finally, 619 comes down to assist here. That was lovely help.
Charge, boom.
And 2. Easy. Lovely job.
Yeah, you can really see how there is certain heroes like Dehaka, Diablo, who can either drag or push or overpower their opposing mercenaries into the tower range, which is pretty cool to see. Also, immaculate mercenary timing on the side of BTG here, taking down the bruisers with the help of their towers, and then, having a counter push going with the heroes reinforcing it. Really well done.
Okay, the A-Team are winning this game. They hit Behemoth Farmer, therefore they're winning this game. As we see Olele pull back.
If only it were that easy.
It is that easy. It's such a good talent. But no, I'm a fan of it, but I can understand how great the armor is. And against this composition, the armor could have been huge. Diablo dive into a fair amount of damage over time, actually, with the Cassia and the Tychus. The majority of their damage actually is done over a couple seconds, so the armor can gain huge value. But in the case of Tychus, it's percentage damage. So you're increasing your max health, which is really to deal with the Cassia, but also giving Tychus technically more value, but it's still proportionally the same amount of damage outside of his regular attack damage.
In terms of numbers, you give him more DPS, of course, but in terms of proportions, it's still going to remain the same. 619, though, getting chased a little bit here by the whole entire A-Team. They're even pulling Yrel down to this. So Dehaka basically has free reign in the top lane right now. So they're committing. They need to get this tribute as fast as possible. Dancing in trouble. I don't even know what he was looking for in that precarious situation. So they get 1 kill. They're going to get this tribute. Already, it was well worth for them to pull Yrel over here.
Kaitu escapes on almost 0 mana. He's just going to pour back in this bush. That's risky. But either way, tribute is picked up. Talent level lead, though, thanks to that Dehaka split, so still in favor of BTG. They're going to hit level 7 in very short order.
Yeah, LAK, of course, trying to slow down Bruiser a little bit more, so he won't be able to reach those minions that are getting chunked down by the towers. He probably lost like 1 or 2 minions in the process, which is, a little bit of an advantage, but if you accumulate those little plays over the course of time, then it adds up to a whole big advantage. Now, Lily in trouble, doesn't have mobility, uses his Adrenaline Rush, but doesn't manage to heal himself through.
Yeah, not enough healing to keep him sustained through this, but in comes the revenge play. Yrel looking to move forward, but it's just getting CC'd consistently by 619, and Jaina gets punished for her insolence. Taken out. Nice counter there by BTG, especially by 619, just dropping the perfect stuns to prevent Yrel getting that good knockback.
Yeah, and I think that was actually a really cool team fight for Tychus as well. You know, he took in the rhythm at level 4. He probably was able to get 2 rounds of minigun in there. First of all, when it came to dealing with the Rainer, and now some extra shots onto the Yrel. And Tychus, man, I want to highlight this as well. Such a good counter to the Yrel. Yrel doesn't have many counters in the meta at the moment because she's so dominant, she's so strong. But Tychus, with a long, drawn-out, you know, spray of his minigun, he can really tackle her down quite heavily with that percentage damage.
We are seeing here the long pitch coming in for Stukov. He went for one good spread, which is normal here, but this is, like you said, just long distance poke and also the ability to deliver slows from a safer position for Stukov. Much less value from the silence plays, but it's good empowerment. Good Eldritch
Pretty sure
Might
St. Ukov is going to drop a fetid touch over here. Does it have all the range though? It does.
With long pitch, it certainly does. And even the bio kill switch for the extra delay play there. Another Eldritch Might, but Kaitu now in a little bit of trouble. Might have to use it. Nope, he's fine for the moment. Another long pitch. Stukov from downtown with these interrupts.
They're going to play this game until the end of time as long as Beyond the Game doesn't fully commit to it.
Oh, so good. They realize they can't do it. I mean, the cooldown reduction, I don't think is actually enough to consistently interrupt, but between the two of them, it certainly is.
Tyrael long distance poke, Stukov even longer distance poke. So, you know, they defend their position. They defend this tribute position quite nicely. However, level 10 is going to approach a little faster here for Beyond the Game. So maybe with the power of their heroic abilities, they're going to be able to zone their opponents out completely and, you know, tie out the tribute score 1-1.
I mean, they're still trying to capture this. They've managed to completely zone away the enemy. Stukov is currently doing the mercenary camp. He needs to be in position. 3 is diving pretty deep. Kaitu scouts out, but is scouted too late as St. Ukov dives through, goes down, and suddenly there's one person to interrupt. Yrel actually missed her interrupt, which is not ideal. Camp's going to be stolen. And yeah, that's going to be the tribute being taken away by BTG. Patience is a virtue. They're at level 10, helping them out.
Absolutely true. And that was a big play by Beyond the Game. Beautifully done by the Stukov there. Sorry, by the Decker Kane as well. You know, dropping that Rouge, that Scroll of Sealing when it was needed. And taking out the enemy team support is always a good fight. Is always a good way to start a team fight or to dominate an objective. Probably the most valuable target you have to go for. Now, 2 heroic abilities, Tetra, are being held on. Stukov, he's probably going to go for... I don't think it really matters that much, but for the Tyrael, man, that is a complete change of playstyle. If he goes Judgment, they're going to try to maybe lock down Cassia, use that CC to prevent her physical armor, or Sanctification in the middle of a team fight. Allowing yourself to protect yourself against that big, heavy AoE damage coming in from Diablo, from the Tychus Odin, Ball of Lightning.
I'm actually feeling Judgment purely because they went for Last Rites. I think Sanctification plus Tormented Souls could have been so incredible.
So much AoE damage, though.
There is so much AoE damage, but also they have so much disengage and just Tyrael on his own and Stukov. 619 going to be scouted here. Hey, how's it going? Go away.
Yeah, a little bit of a grudge match here between Diablo and Tyrael still hasn't decided yet. It looks like they want to wait until the absolute possible last moment.
Eldritch Might once again. They're going to keep denying this camp. Nice long pitch there. Fetid Touch going to gain some nice stacks there. Stukov, St. Ukov forced to disengage there. Completes Fetid Touch. They begin to turn around. Here comes Bruiser from the side. Moving forward, it is Sanctification. They hold it together. Go for the team fight style. Jaina going very deep with that Yrel, being forced to back up the rest of the way.
Looks like Beyond the Game has had enough. They want to dominate. They want to secure this tribute right here, right now. Here goes Kaitu, though. Goes in deep. Sanctification could protect him and Yrel. There it goes.
There it is. Holding them together. Yrel tanking through this. She's already used to it. Now finally using the Art Defender. They steal the Mercenary Camp. Dive deep, doing huge damage here. Dancing barely escapes for pure luck here, as Druid will also get away with a nice Scroll of Sealing. Great steal by the A-Team. That Hyperion just shredded.
Not only are they going to get that Mercenary Camp, but also the Tribute if 619 doesn't make it in time. No, it was stolen as well. 2-1 now. The advantage. And I'm going to have to agree. That was the perfect angle, the perfect location for the A-Team to go in for that all-out team fight, right? Sanctification doing so much work to protect Tyrael and the Yrel. Then we had Jimmy once again completely unchallenged, just spraying down his own ranged auto-attack fire. And I'm not sure why the A-Team... Okay, they don't contest this because they're not 13. Yeah, there we go.
Instead, they're going to get their own boss. Like you said, they're not 13. They're quite happy. They don't want to fight a talent down. Yeah, the Yrel Stukov, well known for their, for their boss clear speed.
Only the finest of boss clear.
The question is, will BTG react to this? They're on the way. The hacker will be able to scout this. Yep. Everyone is on the way up. Tyrael's on the way up as well to help his team out. Sank's not available yet. LOK sees
no holy ground either.
And here comes everyone. This could be absolutely terrible. Massive shove might have to be used. Okay, no one can get on the point. It's good enough.
The saving grace for the A-Team here was the absence of Diablo. If Diablo had been a little faster in the rotation, I think they would have 100% contested it. No holy ground available, no sanctification. But now, beyond the game, still with that 13 advantage. They're trying to posture up. They're trying to find a target. But A-Team realizes this, and they're backing off.
Looks like they might just give this over to make it become a 2-2 in their both teams evening up on the objective. Is this the extra damage on the silence for the Stukov? I have not seen this talent yet. No, that is virulent reaction. Thanks, Brain. Just got my colors mixed up there. So no low blow. That's just a regular purple one. It's not the one I was thinking of. Just getting me colors mixed up there.
Yeah, I think the red one is the extra lingering duration, right? After he cancels things. There we go. So many colors.
So many colors, but we like colors. As we see the boss taken out, it was able to get a fort, so both bosses getting a little bit of value. That boss will now down to here 2 towers. And the A-Team finally going to get their own bruiser camp.
All right, so both teams trading very evenly here. 2 forts exchanged. Top damage has been dealt against Beyond the Game and bottom damage against the A-Team. Both teams actually now having weakened their respective boss lanes, which is pretty interesting to see. So top lane, of course, will be supported by a boss push from the A-Team and vice versa on the bottom half. But this is a very even game. Looks like both teams, especially the A-Team, they're very focused right now. They realize how important this series could be. Holy ground, zoning away the Cassia.
Good knockback by Jada. Beautiful virulent reaction. The sleep is denied by the Sank 619, getting blocked and bodied by the double angel. They take him down. Double kill going over to the A-Team.
Thatcher, man, the Tyrael factor. We talked about this before the game started. All it takes is one good Sank. All it takes is one holy ground to zone away the squishies in the backline. And now even LLK in trouble. Dodging the fitted touch, though. Very nicely done. And it looks like they give up the chase on the Haka. But look at that. The tribute is here. That's going to be a curse. Beyond the Game isn't even trying to contest this. Without Diablo, without Tychus, there's nothing, absolutely nothing they can do about it.
The A-Team, they get a curse. The first curse of the game. And they're going to begin moving in. They're going to take down mid fort. Yrel taking down bot fort. This is all about the XP right now for the A-Team to give themselves a lead. Dahaka is being met by Malthael in the top lane. He's winning that fight, actually, but it's still going to give time. Diablo goes deep, trying to get some value out of this, but Kaitu's too fast. As a nice little virulent reaction from Saint Ukov as well, forces a disengage.
Yeah, too fast thanks to that swift retribution at level 7, which amplifies the movement speed of the smite on Tyrael by a large margin. And now that, of course, buys a little bit of time for Beyond the Game to take care of that bottom lane. Tyrael is actually still sitting at roughly 30% of his health, so very dangerous for him to stay here any longer. Diablo, I think, spotted this. Yeah, he spotted Bruiser to go for that Merkin, but there's nothing they can do right now, quite frankly. Dahaka's doing a mighty good job, though, defending the top lane. As we said, the top lane very important for Beyond the Game because it is the boss lane for the A-Team.
Yeah. And the A-Team, as much as they would like to take the boss away from their opponents, it's going to be a little bit difficult. Right now, using Hyperion to try and commit to this keep. They don't actually have that many mercenaries left. Minions are on the way, though. Odin is popped for the defense here, and this might force the disengage. Everyone going to back up. This keep will survive.
Yeah, they're basically trading the immediate Odin here to basically scare them away, to shoo them off. And I think that is definitely a good result for Beyond the Game, regardless of the immense cooldown that they're now going to have on Tychus' heroic ability. But for the next major team fight, which could erupt near a boss, which could erupt near the next tribute, they should have it ready again.
Odin for Hyperion. Both players, both Tychus. The keep survives as well, so overall good value for BTG there. Dash finished by Tychus. He's gone for Titan grenades, I believe that's called, by the way. The percentage damage on his grenades. Cool.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense when you have several high HP targets, you know, with Tyrael and the Irel, even the Malthael to a certain extent. Those should all be targets that are relatively close, you know, to the range. And with Quarterback at level 7, actually, which allows you to throw those grenades from a longer distance, it's actually a fairly safe percentage damage tool, which is pretty nice. Look at 619. He sensed that something fishy was going on there. Gets isolated with a Holy Ground.
Here comes the Sanctification, but not that much fight actually gained from it. Yrel caught in the sleep. Can they get around? She got the speed boost from Tyrael. Nice Holy Ground, prevents anyone following up. Now they're going to try and burn down 619. Last right is dropped, but we're seeing the good tankiness coming out here on Defender, keeping them alive. Ball Lightning actually getting very little job. Good silence, but it's still enough to kill off Yrel. Lightning Breath finally coming out here. Kaito being forced to back up. Bruiser is very low. Kaito with the bait, trying to draw them away from Bruiser, but he might still have got himself killed here.
Yep, 3's on the chase. Quarterback range. There goes a little bit of minigun.
Holy Ground. Here comes Diablo.
Be careful. Be careful.
Speed boost from Kaito. Turn onto 619. Get baited, mate. Beautiful play by the A-Team.
That's how you lose 100 stacks, man, on that Diablo. You just tried to chase down the Tyrael. You tried to cut off his flight path. You tunnel vision too hard on that speedy Angel. And as a result, now with that kill, they're probably going to miss the tribute, and they're also going to let the boss go over to the A-Team.
I rate that play 8 out of 8. Really great bait here by the Tyrael. They were able to move straight up to the boss. Tribute acquired, denying the curse for BTG. And that boss is going to be pushing in top lane. However, like you mentioned earlier, Dahaka did a fantastic job keeping top lane healthy. Now it's going to be a boss for a boss with both lanes still a little bit dangerous.
Yeah, and the boss on the bottom side here in favor of Beyond the Game is actually going to be faster. It was taken significantly earlier, so if Beyond the Game manages to maybe stall it out, but it looks like no. Both teams trying to defend the boss lanes respectively. Malthael is already on the way. They're also taking these bruiser camps. That's going to be an additional amount of extra pressure on the middle lane. And very similar, Tetcher, very similar to last game. The A-Team is playing exceptionally well in the early mid game. Now that we enter the late game, both teams are very close to one another, very closely matched. So if they just carry that momentum through all the way, you know, if they don't go for these reckless engages like we saw in map 2, I think they could very well just, you know, make that 2-1 happen. I think they're playing a marvelous game to this point.
They can certainly try here in the A-Team. They're able to rotate a little bit quicker. This was actually an okay tribute location for BTG because they could rotate through the jungle and deny a little bit of vision. But the A-Team, they clear the boss quicker, so they're now the ones in position. They're going to even up the tribute count, and that means they could, in theory, get a curse with level 20 by the time the next tribute's up. As level 20 is just around the corner, but BTG are not far behind.
Yeah, and BTG, of course, has that global in their favor, right? They have the Dahaka. LK, I think, is that one pillar, that one man that really keeps his team in the game here. As you said earlier, clearing the top lane over and over again while being cursed. Now, getting that additional soaking in on the Dahaka as well. He's such a pivotal, such an important component of that roster right now. Without him, let's say if they had gone for your standard solo laner without a global, I think Beyond the Game could have actually been half a level, even an entire level more behind.
So now, Tyrael found by 619. Where's that Eldarin's? Not off cooldown. Tyrael explosion, trait value, not much, but that was a pretty good kill. Now they need that tribute to spawn. So there it is. Good timing. That's going to be a curse going over to BTG. And they're going to try and immediately gain some value by killing off mid lane as well.
Yeah, 100%. I don't think there's any way that A-Team can look for a team fight here, 4 versus 5, without their main tank. Because Tyrael with those holy grounds and the sanctifications, that was the golden ingredient of the recipe of how they were able to win those team fights in the first place. So, easy curse for Beyond the Game. No bosses available here. And it looks like A-Team now, they're going to have to struggle and survive this some way, somehow.
It's going to be the curse. They still have the lanes relatively pushed up. Malthael especially has been doing a good job clearing top, so you won't have to worry about that one as much. Bot lane is the danger zone here. This is the boss lane for BTG, and this is where they're going to try and push. This is going to be a 4v5 for a little bit, but Tyrael is returning. This might turn to a 5v5 team fight at level 20 very quickly. Infinite lightning coming in from the Urel. This could be the game-changing play. Holy Arena already being dropped, but the big red button is going to siege. This keep will almost certainly fall. It's a question of if BTG can get out alive afterwards. Good self-cleanse, keeping Malthael alive as they look for their angle for the engage potentially.
LOK dropping low, needs to use the essence. Anti-healing is huge on the Dahaka.
Sag's good, keeping Urel alive, but the sleep as Urel runs out of the sanctification. It's also got St. Ukov in the backline. The infinite lightning is continuing to spread. They're not splitting at all, Kendrick. As they keep pushing forward, they're still able to finish off Dahaka. A 619 moves on to Malthael. That's going to be a quick kill with that big red button. Kaito sneaks it well. Malthael has returned. St. Ukov will drop down, but Jaina dives in, picks up the counter kill. Infinite lightning still going. Finally expires. Kaito from behind, looking for his angle. He's just dropping for the slow here. Finally moves in with the shield. 619 is the target. They dodge away from his stuns, and he is taken down. 100 souls gone. Keep survives 4 for 2 with Malthael returning very quickly thanks to his own trait.
And if you think about it, A-Team, they tanked that fight through with the help of Tyrael shields, Malthael self-sustain, and Stukov AoE healing through an infinite lightning that bounced, I don't even know how many times, 20 times? I don't even know. It was a lot of bouncing. And then we also had the bottomless flash by Decker Kane. It's so hard to actually win a team fight in a still location, in a static location, against all these recurring potions. So well done by the A-Team. Still, they ended up losing a couple of heroes. Still, they had to use Malthael's level 20. That is correct. However, the keep is still standing, and the bosses haven't really been respawned as well. So no immediate building pressure coming in from beyond the game.
That bottom area, like you said, those bottomless flasks has just become a bar. But here's where it starts to go wrong. Self-cleanse from Malthael first. Keeps himself away from the target. Let's keep an eye for this ball lightning. It comes out very quickly here as they begin to dive in. Sang's good. Blocks the damage from the big red button, but they still walk into the silence. Stukov being silenced as well is a huge deal. But the ball lightning comes out. They march right into it, taking the big red button as well. But they've managed to get Dancing and Druid together, which means so much AoE damage as Bruiser goes down. The ball lightning actually disappeared then, so I guess it was just cast twice in that fight.
Absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. The big red button there as well, as you mentioned. And now, beyond the game, they need to be so careful. Diablo is now in baby form for now. He lost all of his soul stones. He's going to have to farm up again. Bosses are ready as well. If you lose a hero now, you potentially give up a double boss, depending on how many heroes you lose, or you even lose the game right there.
Reina has execute now. He just needs his team to set up, and he will execute. That is the option. That extra damage on anyone low on health makes it so scary to go up against him. And the fact is, the A-Team's comp is built around taking longer fights, where you try to drop everyone low. That long pitch, such a good scouting tool. As Kaito gets dived, this is familiar, but it's Bruiser who's in danger. Sang does not land. The turnaround once again. They pick up the kill, and they layered the Ardent. No, they haven't used Ardent Defender yet. It's just Sanctification. Holy Ground is used. A-Team backing up. They realize that they cannot fight here. Malthael 70 seconds out thanks to his level 20 talent.
That was absolute insanity. The level 20 on Malthael is still on cooldown, if I recall that correctly. So he has a longer death timer. He cannot come back immediately. Already, look at all that pressure. Siege Giants in the top lane. At least A-Team is responding the right way. Are they going to make it in time though? Without Malthael, there he's back.
Malthael's back. Okay, he got his level 20 back, but once again, that's another really long cooldown. He can't afford to die again in the near future. Thank God for that talent, because that would have been disastrous not having him for the defense. Counter boss is taken. They could curse and just go top. That is an option. They have the option of either taking the bottom defense, which is a possible full team fight to end the game, or grabbing curse and running top. Dahaka is currently not with his team. He will be able to tunnel in. This is the second round at this keep defense. Everything, they burned so many heroics though. Sank is missing. Hyperion is missing. This keep will die. This is all about the core defense now as they move forward. The armor applied by Urel. They move past the boss. Diablo charges in. Immediate self-cleanse. Stukov looks for his angle. Rain is already trying to burn down the boss. The keep goes down. More armor applied by Jada as LOK looks for a drag.
And here comes the big red button as well. The Odin sieging up Bruiser on the Malthael, already taking so much damage. Now it is Jimmy though, dishing out the rounds.
Here comes the absorption. Ardent Defender standing in the big red button for the extra healing. Actually, he times it wrong. Last rights also does not land onto Diablo. He tags through it as the boss is on the core. Jada quickly grabs the Fountain Sword to turn around. Immediate kill onto Decade. It's still gone for Decade as the core is going down. The boss at half health, but they're burning through it. Dancing is gone. Focus the boss. Kill that off as fast as you can. Diablo does not do a lot of core damage. Raider burns down that boss. Diablo's pretty healthy. It's gonna be close. There's the tackle. Knock him down. They finish him off. 1% on the core. The boss of the A-Team is on the core of BTG, and they are going to have to march across the map, but bot lane must be dealt with. There's catapults in it. That will finish off the game. They can try and maybe grab the tribute, but they have to do something. 29 seconds, 25 seconds for Decade. They need to be grouped up to end the game, but can they do it? The shield is down. Raider's going alone at this point as they grab the curse.
How strong is their boss damage? The boss... the core damage. Raynor is already on it. That is the most important. He's hammering it down. And the A-Team, ladies and gentlemen, they stabilized for the closest outcome one could possibly imagine. The A-Team is back. The gasoline has been refilled, and the truck is rolling a little bit faster now.
The wheels are wobbly, they're falling off, but it's still going down the highway. The A-Team bring us to a 2-1 in this best-of-5 series. The dream is alive, ladies and gentlemen, but BTG, they are not going to be happy, and they're going to be out for blood. They want to go to that Eastern Clash.
You've got to be kidding me here. What a way to stabilize in that series. A 1% core hold, and a major shout-out to Irel with that knockback on the Diablo there. If that one hadn't happened, I think one swipe of the claws of the Lord of the Terror could have ended the game, and... the amount of CC, you know, the body blocks, everything needed to be picture perfect, and it was. And I would love to see another replay of that fight, Tetra, because maybe somewhere, somehow, Beyond the Game could have played it a little bit more.
Oh, there's loads. If Diablo hadn't tackled, they probably could have ended the game. He just dived in, thinking he could get the better angle. Oh, I can't believe what we just saw. Quite frankly, that was mental. Oh, man, the A-Team still in it. That could have easily been a BTG win, but the shot calling little bit off point here. But oh my god, game 3 going over to the A-Team. Replays will be happening at the end of the series, ladies and gentlemen. Don't you worry. If Nova or whoever is doing the replays does not show us that, I will be shocked.
I am actually going to contact Henry in our communications group, and we're going to demand that replay. He's going to bring back Nova onto the stage, even when he's already in the green room, and we demand that he goes over that, because that was...
yeah, if it is Nova. It might be No.
It might be No as well, yeah, not silly. But man, could we say that this was the craziest, closest core hold that we've seen in HGC China?
I think so. We've seen 1% cores before, but I don't think we've ever seen one that came down to a single auto attack with a boss and Diablo tanking through it. That was close.
Also,
that was very close.
When the team that defended successfully was with their backs against the wall. I guess mid-season brawl finals with that infamous Genji final cut was pretty close to that. It was just the opposite, right?
Yeah, we've yet to see someone in HGC China win the game from beyond the grave. That is still yet to be a thing. But in terms of close calls, that's pretty freaking close. I hope someone clipped that, and I hope to see it on Reddit later. Trust in your chat. I believe in you.
I hope you got it. We're going to upvote it. We're going to do it. Yeah, fantastic, though. Fantastic. Absolutely wonderful defense there by the A-Team. I think it's safe to say that at this point, they've become, you know, the people's champions, if you will. Because they are the underdog, and I know that a lot of you guys out there, they like to root for the underdogs, and I can't even blame you. I can't even fault you, because Tetra and I, we have been, you know, softened up quite a bit as well when it comes to cheering for the A-Team. So that is absolutely wonderful to see the amount of support that this young team, this relatively new team, has been able to receive from you guys out there as well. Now, just be patient, though. I think it's only a month or two until, you know, the new cheers are going to go live for China as well. So we're then going to have the A-Team most likely and the other teams as well. Before BlizzCon, I think that's a safer way of saying it.
Yeah. All right, well, 14-2.